Hey guys, it's Lotus, and this is another part of Lamplight City. So I did record an entire part of this, but I was making like all of the wrong choices, and I was hitting so many dead ends. So I'm starting all over again with.
Goodness, someone went overboard with the flowers. This brings back some memories, doesn't it?
Ones I'd rather forget.
With a new perspective, basically. So I'm gonna make all of the correct decisions, because the thing is, with this game, you can actually decide to wrap up a case, accuse someone, or declare the case unsolvable and things like that. So it's basically really important to be on top of your game. And so yeah, I just wasn't making very good decisions, so I decided to start over. So let's look at this. Tweezers.
These should be useful.
It should.
It looks as though this folded piece of paper is being used as a bookmark.
But is it anything special?
I hope remembering what page they were on wasn't too important.
Looks like it's a letter for Andrew.
I actually did not see this the first time I recorded this. Okay. Andrew, enclosed is the agreed upon fee. I won't be able to concentrate on exams without this help. Dr. Tennyson charges an obscene amount. Thank goodness for good people like you. With home pharmacies, I'll look for them in the usual spot under the weeping angel, Joshua. P.S. Sorry to hear about your mother. I'll wait a few days before passing by. Who the hell is Joshua?
I can only wonder what sort of potions Andrew concocts in this thing. Dr. Tennyson's Vigor Pills. These would make a sloth act like a hummingbird.
Wow. Okay.
The bottle is empty.
So my theory so far is that Juliet did it, but we'll see.
Decadent. A gentle reminder that everyone's time is slowly running out. Is this really the best that medical science has to offer? What in the ether is that thing supposed to be? Actually, I'd rather not know. Why would anyone need so many flowers in one room?
Perhaps it's to mask the odors of those chemicals on the workstation.
Could be.
Perhaps.
Yeah, it must be a nice place to sit and listen to music. Oh, look! It's one of those new audio cylindergraphs. I can't quite wrap my head around how they can manage to get sound out of a wax cylinder.
Let's play it. Then we can play on this. Let's see. Let's look at the case book. A useful tool for reaching things too small for human hands to reach, or for plucking those pesky long eyebrow hairs. Dr. Tennyson's Vigor Pills, an empty bottle of pills designed to energize even the laziest of people, recommended for use by men only, contains 98 benzoyl methyl No, 9. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. Alright. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, a chest.
Locked. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Darn it. Well, why can't I use my tweezers? Can't I picklock it?
They're all empty. How unusual.
Well, I
Not to
don't know how
mention disappointing.
picklocking works, so I don't know.
Let's have a look through these papers. Aha. What's this?
Aha. Dear Miss Montgomery, unfortunately, I've been informed of a series of burglaries in the neighborhood near the room you're renting from me at 76 Forest Lane. As a precaution, I've gone ahead and changed the locks. Please find enclosed a copy of your new key. I hope this doesn't cause you too much of an inconvenience.
So, Juliet is renting a room in the chum. That's certainly interesting. I can't wait to see what sort of dirty secrets she's got hidden away in there.
You have a new objective. Investigate. Cool.
I've never seen so many beauty products together in one place. Doesn't look like they get used much, though.
Alright. Now let's see what's in behind door number 2.
A much younger Madame Dupre. I suppose that's a nice alternative to a mirror.
What's
Ooh,
that
a fainting
supposed to
couch.
mean, huh?
You know, I always wanted one of these, but I never fainted enough to justify buying one. One of those melodramatic romances. I read it a while back, and I couldn't tell you a thing about it. Now that one sounds interesting. I was always a fan of Bedletter's short stories. Doesn't appear to be very brief if there's 2 volumes of it. I wonder if anyone outside the family would find this even remotely interesting. Choice and consequence. Who in their right mind would write a book about that? I don't even want to know what that one's about. I read that one last year. If you ever wanted to know the intimate details of a buffalo's anatomy, I highly recommend it.
Oof. No thanks. I'm good.
It would appear that Madame Dupre was taking music lessons.
Her current predicament has probably put an end to that venture, though.
Book.
Seems Madame Dupre fancies herself a poet.
To dream, oh Morpheus, caress my cheek, bring forth the soothing visions, give me strength when I am weak, allow me some provisions. In your domain, I am as a queen, controlling all I see. In here, I've traveled places I've never been, and know not the meaning of fear. The dove is pure, serene, and pale, a glowing angel in the sparkling sky, its gentle coos unlike the wail of the cursed crow that will not die. Protect the dove from the grim defeat. Let it remain in gentle flight, for when the crow's allowed to eat, it covers the world in eternal night.
Well,
Not
that
bad.
was life-changing.
For once in my life, I'm completely speechless.
Then perhaps I should take this with me and read it more often. Nah.
It's not that bad. I mean,
Let's see if there's anything in these drawers. Damn. Nothing but personal effects and more stationery.
Don't forget the first rule of detective work. If there's nothing useful inside, check underneath and between.
Ah, yes.
Yup.
Of course. Thanks for the reminder.
Now this is intriguing.
I'm not going to warn you again, you disgusting mulatto thug. Stay away from my daughter and my house, or I'll kill... Oh.
Well, I can't deny that the evidence against
Damn.
Mr. Martin is somewhat damning. If his mother was so sure of his innocence, she'd surely have explained what all those things behind the curtain were. I don't think Upton will appreciate being proven wrong. But like Fellows said, facts are facts.
It's the prejudice for me. Like, damn. Yeah. Yeah, or I'll kill you myself? I think that's what that's supposed to say. Okay. Let's see. I think we can go... I think we can go here.
Egad! Is this someone's room or a jungle?
Quite a fascinating array of plants in here. Not to mention the machinery on the table.
Seems like Juliet is very interested in getting extra credit.
Apparently so.
I wonder what sort of fertilizer or growth tonic these plants are getting. Whatever it is, it's
Crack.
definitely working.
Crack for plants.
That's quite the book collection. It almost puts Adelaide's to shame.
All impeccably cataloged and organized as well, which makes the 2 missing volumes stand out even more.
Those are the most vibrant flowers we've seen in a while. I bet they smell extra strong.
Yes, they certainly do.
It's a good thing you're the one with the nose. They appear to be scientific scribblings. I can't make heads nor tails of them.
That makes 2 of us.
Let's look at this experiment.
Etheric pressure. What a bunch of nonsense. They're just doing what flies do best.
Well now, this is interesting.
Etheric effects, flora, large, more vibrant flowers, chlorophyll production seemingly triples, root, what is that? Systems? Strengthen, increasing capacity to absorb nutrients. Conclusion. Plants thrive from exposure to small etheric currents. Further experiments are needed to determine the long-term effects. Etheric effects, fauna. Brain is clearly affected, inducing a trance-like state. Muscle control lost. Wings flap in predictable pattern. Conclusion. If animals with greater cognitive ability, including humans, are exposed to specific quantities of ethericity, they will go into a stupor, appearing unresponsive or dead. Huh, you don't say. That sounds awfully like what happened to Madame Dupre.
Just a bunch of technical nonsense. I can't understand a word of it.
Ooh. Oh, look at what happened to the flies.
Oh, would you look at that? Etheric pressure.
What happens if you do it again? Oh, so it goes back?
They're just doing what flies do best.
Interesting. So, if we expose Madame Dupre to this thing, would she go back to her normal state? That's my theory. I think we're all done here. Let's talk to Juliet. I have some questions for her.
Hello again, Miss Montgomery. Mind answering
She's
a few
looking
more
real
questions?
suspicious.
Hello, Mr. Fordham.
If you ask
Not
me.
at all.
Ethericity.
Do you know anything about ethericity, Miss Montgomery?
You surprised me, Mr. Fordham. I had no idea someone of your profession would know or care about something like that.
I've found that it pays to be open-minded.
To answer your question, yes, I am familiar with the theory of ethericity. In fact, it's recently become a focus of my studies. Despite what
I
the
bet it
newspapers have been
has.
reporting, it's already possible to access it in small quantities from the air around us.
Have you conducted any experiments?
No, my research has been purely theoretical. I don't have the means to do anything practical, I'm afraid.
Deceiver, dissembler,
Sure,
her
I don't
trousers
believe
are
that
light.
one bit.
I can't understand why Juliet might not want to make her research public, though.
Miss Montgomery, please don't lie to me. I know you've been conducting experiments with ethericity. I've seen the room you're renting on Forest Lane.
What? But how?
Gonna say her brother.
Your brother told me about your experiments. He said you haven't exactly been discreet.
That gossip. I'm going to have a word with him.
Now please, drop the act and tell me about your experiments.
Fine. I've been researching etheric effects on living organisms. I'm planning on presenting my discoveries to the board once I make more progress. So far, I've managed to discover that plant growth is accelerated significantly. It's given me quite the advantage in class.
But isn't that cheating?
You have no idea how difficult it's been for me to be taken seriously, Mr. Fordham. No matter how hard I tried, my work wasn't valued on its own merits by my peers or professors. I fought hard to get where I am. I wasn't about to lose all that just because some pig-headed idiots didn't think my best was good enough.
That sounds awfully familiar.
What about your notes on the effects of ethericity on animals?
Oh, those aren't complete. I haven't tested the effects on anything larger than flies. Those experiments were mainly to satisfy my curiosity, but they have little to do with my actual research.
Curiosity? Seems like a lot of effort to go to just to answer a question. But then, I never really understood these scientific types.
Okay.
What can you tell me about your brother?
Andrew, Mama's precious little boy. If you've met him, you pretty much know all you need to. He's had the whole world handed to him on a silver platter. But he's in for a rude awakening someday. Mother can only provide for him for so long.
No more questions for now.
Then if you don't mind, I have work to do.
All right. So we got some sort of information out of her. She's claiming that she's never conducted those experiments on anyone larger than flies, but it sounds like her mom went through exactly what the flies went through with the ether. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a little sus.
Ah, St. Denis Cemetery. Best view in the city. It's just a shame none of the residents can enjoy it. I think I'm buried around here somewhere. Wonder how the old gravestone is doing these days.
Let's see here. We have a
I
police
don't know
officer.
him. Must be a recent addition to the force. Well, at least he won't recognize you.
We can talk to him.
Good day to you, officer.
Good day, sir. How may I be of assistance?
Sure is a nice day to be walking around the cemetery, wouldn't you agree?
I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. Personally, the noise those bugs are making is starting to drive me crazy.
I need to get into that tomb.
Would you mind letting me in the
please.
tomb, please?
Afraid I can't do that, sir. This
Why?
tomb is currently part of a police investigation and ain't available for visits until further notice.
I think I saw someone being mugged at the front entrance.
Nice try, sir. But that's clearly a bunch of bull.
What?
You're just trying to get me to step away so you can go inside the tomb.
No, sir,
What?
no, sir.
No, I would never do such a thing.
In any case, there's another officer stationed at the entrance, so if there was somebody being mugged, he'd see it for sure.
Well, at the very least, it's nice to see the department is hiring competent officers who aren't easily fooled.
Well, dang. Well, I guess I can't fool that officer. The first time I played through that part, I picked the other one, the other choice, and that didn't work either, so I guess it doesn't work regardless. Let's look. So we found these. Do I go back to Dupre Manor?
This quack hasn't gotten anything more for us to learn right now.
Because I don't think there's anything. Question, investigate. Right. Let's talk to Constance.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
How are things going with you?
Work is hectic as usual, and I'm spending my day off in here. But considering my home life is still a shambles, maybe this is the best place to be.
I'm truly sorry about that.
Don't be ridiculous. If it hadn't been for you, I'd still be chained to that philandering bastard. It hasn't been easy, but I'm much better off this way. Trust me. Anyway,
Sometimes
work
it's
gives me
better
something to
to be
focus on.
single.
I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yes, and I'm grateful to you for getting me these case leads. I know you're taking a risk to do it.
It's the least I can do. How about you? How's Adelaide?
She's fine, although things between us could be improved, if I'm being honest. The less said about it right now, the better, I think.
I'm sorry to hear that. You can talk to me about it if you need to, although I'm probably not the best person to ask for relationship advice.
Don't suppose there have been any developments regarding Bill's murder?
Unfortunately not. The department hasn't exactly been focusing on that case as a priority. The general attitude is that it was an accident. Bill died an honorable death in the line of duty.
Would have been nice if they bothered saying that at the funeral.
And of course, there are still those who blame you for his death, Snelling being the first and foremost. Yes, I know, but it looks like you're on your own if you want to find him. My hands are tied. I can only ask around so much before the higher-ups get suspicious. Just don't give up. New Britannia may be a big city, but the criminal world is surprisingly close-knit. If you find any connections or leads during your other cases, be sure and let me know. I'll do the same if I find anything out.
See, she has a priorities straight. You could learn a lot from Upton.
Oh, hush. Review
I wanted to go
case.
over the case with you.
Okay, what have you got?
What do you know about Madame Dupre?
Only what I've read about her in the paper. She's been married thrice, which I can empathize with, and she's extremely rich, which I can't.
What makes you think this Martin fellow is innocent?
The fact that the only evidence is the word of Dupre's son. I've seen this sort of thing thousands of times, and I'm sure you did too. They're just looking for a scapegoat. You're the only person I know who can put it right.
Upton's intentions are noble, but she has to realize this is just a drop in the ocean.
I mean, like I said, I feel like Juliet's suspicious to me.
I seem to have hit a
It was-
roadblock. There's an officer posted at Dupre's family tomb, and he won't let me in.
Makes sense. Who's the officer?
I've never seen him before. He's young, has a small scar over his left eye, and a distinct Dixie accent.
Ah, yes, that would be Officer Grant. He's only been with the department for about 2 months. I don't know a lot about him, but he's already got the reputation for being the type of policeman who'd go out of his way to help old ladies cross the street. Typical Southern gentleman, it seems. Perhaps you can use that to your advantage?
Madame Dupre's son isn't being very helpful.
Is he refusing to talk?
More like incapable. The family doctor has him pretty well drugged to the gills. I need to find some way to perk him up.
Well, we are in a coffee house.
Exactly.
I have a feeling it will take something a touch more powerful than coffee. That's enough about the case for now.
Okay,
That's it, I think.
then you'd better get back to it.
Because I found this doctor. Maybe if I visit that doctor?
Could I ask you some more questions, Mr. Martin?
It's not like I'm going anywhere.
Albert, did you hate Madame Dupre?
The woman is cruel, sadistic, and bigoted. When she found out about my relationship with Juliet, she sent me a letter threatening to have me killed if I got near her house or her daughter. So yes, Mr. Fordham, I hated her. But even so, I love her daughter. I wouldn't be so cruel as to take Juliet's mother away from her, even if she hated her too.
I beg your pardon?
Juliet and her mother didn't get along at all. I never asked why, but it was obvious there was something going on.
Intriguing.
That's all for now.
Thank you for your help, Albert. Let's see. Well, can we talk to her again?
She's busy. Best not to bother her until we have something to ask her.
So we can't talk to this guy.
This quack hasn't gotten anything more for us. Her eyes are.
Can't
If
talk
we didn't
to
know.
her. Okay. Okay. Will going back home help? Somehow?
Home at last.
Hello, Miles. So what's this big case Upton's got you on? Another missing pet?
If only. A Gascon Grand Dame was attacked and almost interred alive.
You mean Madame Dupre? The one whose obituary was in the paper?
The very same.
Yep.
Goodness, that does sound serious. Tell me if there's anything I can do to help. I know you haven't been feeling your best lately.
You're always a help to me, Addie. Though I assure you I have this well in hand.
I certainly hope so.
No, I don't. I'm pretty lost, if I'm being honest.
Addie?
Yes, dear?
Distracting
I was
officer.
wondering if you could do me a favor.
What is it?
There's an officer posted in front of Madame Dupre's family tomb, and I need to get a look inside. Could you use your wiles and charm to distract him?
My wiles and charm,
Well, you are irresistible, darling. I'm sure he wouldn't turn away a lady in need. Say you've gotten lost in the cemetery and ask him to show you the way out.
Should we really be tricking a police officer like that?
Yes.
There's no harm in it, and I won't be but a moment inside. It's in a good cause.
All right, let's go then.
That's a ride or die right there. No, I'm joking.
Excuse
her.
me, officer. I was wondering if you could help me?
I'm
do
lost
you
in a
want?
cemetery. Please help.
I seem to have gotten all turned around. Do you have any idea how to get to the front gate?
My suggestion would be to turn around and head back the way you came.
Yes, I've tried that, but I seem to just be going in circles. Perhaps you could point me in the right direction?
Please help me,
Stop right
officer.
there. That's quite enough from you.
I beg your pardon.
Don't think I can't tell what your game is. You're trying to lure me away from here and into some alley where your gang of Sambos is gonna rob me blind. Exactly how many of them have you got lying in wait for poor, unsuspecting fools you bring them?
Excuse
Just one.
me. Oh, oh! I know
And
that's
he doesn't
right.
appreciate you talking to his wife that way.
Period. Period.
Sometimes I forget how absolutely delightful it is to watch you lose your head.
Miles, was that really necessary?
Let your
I'm
man
sorry,
protect
Addie.
you,
You
girl.
know how I get with people whose minds are full of that rubbish.
Let's just get him out of sight before this lands both of us in jail. That bush over there should work.
That was
I have
funny.
to say, I wasn't expecting assaulting a policeman to be on today's activity list.
I'm
It'll
sorry.
be fine.
I'm sorry.
When you're on the force as long as I was, you can pretty much get away with murder.
Well, it's been fun, but I need to take my wiles and charm over to my appointment with Mrs. Lefebvre. I'll see you at home later, dear. Try to stay out of trouble.
No, I'm getting into all the trouble, okay? See a little nest
That
here.
nest is full of eggs. But where's the mother bird?
Perhaps she abandoned it.
Always assuming the worst, aren't you, Miles?
Hey, don't go psychoanalyzing me.
What a dramatic statue. I'm rather surprised no one has defaced it. Hang on. You don't suppose this is...
Let's see.
Surprise, surprise! A hidden compartment with a stash of pills inside. Seems Mr. Montgomery has a little business on the side.
Interesting. Homemade vigor pills, a small amount of stimulant pills, handcrafted by Andrew Montgomery in his home laboratory.
These crypts are reserved for future generations of Chestertons to rot in.
There are only 3 left.
Then let's hope the Chestertons aren't opposed to spending eternity cozied up to one another.
I think that's it in here.
I
Oh,
suppose the
skylight.
whole heaven shining down upon the tomb motif is good for the dead people's self-esteem.
Yeah, I think that's it. Cool. I have stimulants, finally, in a crypt, for some reason. Let's go to the Dupre Manor.
I have some questions for you.
Oh, goody.
You'll never believe what I found in your family's tomb.
Oh? Was it a ghost?
No, it was these vigor pills. You wouldn't happen to know how they got there, would you?
I see you really are good at your job, aren't you, Mr. Fordham?
Just
Look,
a
Andrew,
little.
I'm in no mood for games.
Just be too quiet and take one of these pills. Oh, man.
Just be
Let's
quiet and
try
take one
it.
of these pills.
I suppose one would help. Thank you.
He's so
My
willing.
Goodness, I always forget how fast those pills work. My heart is racing. You said you had questions, didn't you? Well, go on, ask them already. We mustn't waste any more time.
Alrighty.
That seems to have done the trick. I just hope we haven't doomed him to a heart attack.
Yeah.
What can
let's
you tell
hope
me
not.
about Madame Dupre?
I can't believe anyone would be so cruel as to do what that wretched bastard Martin did to her. Mother is kind and generous, and everyone loves her. She's even good
Except
enough
for
to hire
Juliet.
actual people to do the housework. Not many wealthy families do that, you know. They just use automated machines or hire servants to operate the manual ones.
How do you typically spend your days, Mr. Montgomery? What are your interests?
I study pharmacology at the university. I'll be graduating next year if all goes well. I just hope Mother has recovered enough by then to understand what's going on. She and Jean were so proud of me when I started university. I'd be so disappointed if she couldn't see me finish.
Jean.
I take it Jean is your stepfather.
He is. Mother married him 5 years after my father died of consumption.
My condolences. Do you have a good relationship with him?
Not terribly. Truth is, I hardly ever see him. In fact, before the funeral, I hadn't seen him at all this month.
Where is he now?
I don't know for certain, but it seems likely he's at his hunting cabin.
His hunting cabin.
Yes, he often goes there. It's his way of leaving polite
For
society behind and spending
affairs?
time with his thoughts. Considering what Mother just
Having
went
affairs?
through, well, I would guess that's where he's gone. Although, to be honest, I don't know why he's not here with Mother in her time of need.
Yeah,
Why
that
do
is
people
bizarre.
run away from their problems instead of facing them? Why, Miles?
Do you know where this cabin is?
Afraid not. I don't share his passions, so I never cared much to accompany him on his outings.
Juliet.
What can you tell me about your sister, Juliet?
Juliet, smart as a whip and just as forgiving. She's a fighter, that one. Despite being the only woman in her class, she's managed to rank at the top.
Impressive.
I only wish Mother was more accepting of Juliet going to university. But you don't want to hear about boring family matters, I'm sure.
No, I do.
But family matters are my favorite. It's always so reassuring to know how much worse off everyone else is.
Exactly.
What exactly were the circumstances leading up to your mother's supposed death?
A few days ago, I arrived home from school and found her collapsed on the floor. She wasn't breathing, so I immediately contacted Dr. Fellows. He examined her and pronounced her dead. We were all completely shocked. I was devastated. She'd been in fine health. In fact, she'd just been out riding that morning. You can imagine our surprise at the funeral when she sprang back to life.
What's your relationship with the servants like?
Relationship? I don't have one with them. They're servants. Mother always made it clear that they weren't part of the family, just help. We've only got 2 on staff right now, though, the kitchen girl and the gardener.
I mean, don't treat the people that serve you like crap, because you never know what could happen.
How is it you know Albert Martin?
He works at the greenhouse where my sister Juliet does her research. The 2 of them were involved romantically, and Mother didn't like that at all. I heard their fights. They were ghastly.
What exactly made you suspect he was the one responsible for what happened to your mother?
Well, I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? His mother's a notorious voodoo witch. Those people do all sorts of awful things to our kind. It's all out of spite, you know. He knew Mother disapproved of his relationship with Juliet, so he plotted to get rid of her.
I guess.
So, you're running some kind of pill business on the side.
I'm providing a service, Mr. Fordham. Not everyone in this life is as lucky as I am. People pay top crown for luxuries like airship tickets and social club memberships. Medicine should be affordable to all. Dr. Tennyson has a patent on the energy pill formula and thus a monopoly on the market. That means he can charge whatever he wants. Students use these kinds of pills all the time, you know. Academic rigors can be overwhelming, and concentrating can be difficult without help sometimes. I've got the skills and the equipment. If I can replicate the formula, help my fellow students, and sell them at a much more reasonable price, why shouldn't I?
You're a
There's
drug
the fact
dealer.
that what you're doing is illegal.
Oh, you're starting to sound just like Mother. And just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's immoral. I can think of plenty of examples where the opposite is true.
Okay.
You're probably the
pop
most
down.
altruistic
Pipe
person
down.
I've met all month.
Right?
The sad part is, it's true.
Oh, man.
That's a rather exotic bird you've got.
Yes, Ray is nice when he's quiet. But get him started and it's tough to shut him up.
Who trained him?
I think he already knew some phrases when Mother bought him. She's managed to teach him a few new ones, though.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. Who's a pretty bird?
Ray's a pretty bird.
Polly want a cracker?
No, thank you.
Pieces of 8?
Hi, matey.
So long, Birdie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Locate Jean Dupre's hunting cabin. Let's see, is there anything else that I want to check before? We've already checked this out, so why does it say in the casebook? Because I don't think there's anything else here. Can we ask her? Does she know? Yay, we can
Hello
talk to
again,
her.
Miss Montgomery. Mind answering a few more questions?
Hello, Mr. Fordham. Not at all.
Is there anything you can tell me about your stepfather, Jean?
He's a kind man. I don't really see him too often. He seemed rather upset at Mother's funeral, but I can't help but wonder if he feels the same way as I do about her death.
What do you mean?
Just that I get the distinct impression that he and Mother's marriage isn't as perfect as they'd like it to appear.
I'm starting to sense a trend here.
Your brother told me that Jean enjoys hunting. Do you know where his cabin is?
Yes, it's in Fenton Swamp. I went out there with him a few times, but I didn't really enjoy it. Frankly, the place is rather grotesque. All those stuffed trophies staring at you with their cold, dead eyes. Plants are much nicer to have around. Anyway, if you take the main road through the swamp about 1.5 miles, you'll come upon a small dirt path that goes northeast. Take that until you see a small cabin on the left. That's it.
Thank you for the information, Miss Montgomery. No more questions for now.
Then if you don't mind, I have work to do.
All right, I think I am going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.